Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 105 leFH18B2, the Fridge Tier 5 Premium SPG we know and love as VP Pew Pew. This one's on the south spawn of Tundra, and it's under the command of korpen12. And alongside him is his platoon mate, no fancy name of FA1, and he's in his M4. Last time you saw him, I think he managed to get a very big game in his M4. If I recall, it was a Radley's game. Anyway, game on. 105mm light field howitzer. It's a German design from the First World War, but it was still very effective during the Second World War. Very accurate, and the most produced Arty piece that the Germans made. Based on the hull of a Shure B1, which is a very strong tank, and the Germans did admire the Shure B1s. In fact, in some instances, in the Battle of Stone, they had a great deal of difficulty trying to kill just one Shure B1, and the commander of that one actually, well, he got plenty of medals for carrying out that action, because he wiped out, if I remember correctly, it was 14 enemy tanks during that action. Okay, well, he's trying to find a firing position up at the back of the map, and I think he's ready to go. Okay, well, the first target he sees is a T-34. Is it? Yes, it is a T-34. He's landed in a Tier 5 game only. First shot actually does strike the T-34 on the side, and he picks up 80 hit points. Second shot hits the Churchill 3, but he only tracks the guy. Doesn't do any actual damage. But the Churchill 3 is alive, and oh, he just took 87 hit points of damage from that one, but he's lost sight of him. We really need our VK to reacquire that target so we can shoot at it. Looking around the map, we can see a number of other targets, and he's trying to dial in on some of them as well, but at the moment he's still focusing on going back to the hill. They do have possession of the hill, so it'd be very difficult for the enemy to get in. Oh, now look at this. This is interesting. We're 3 down on the enemy, and the enemy have actually just come through the heavy alley area on the west side of the map. Oh, that one hit the engine deck of the M4. He only got 115 hit points, but if he can get more hits like that, that one didn't do any damage at all. He's lost sight of them. Oh, but the guy's still there. Rounds out. Again, it shoots over the top of the turret, lands behind him. Okay, he's reloading quickly though. Standard reload, 8.92 seconds. He has managed to get it down to 7.22. And the guy's tracked at the moment, but he will fix that track whilst we're unspotting him. Yes, there he goes. He's on the run. And look at this T1 Heavy. He's trying to reverse side scrape on that corner, which is not a good idea because our 105mm rounds will go straight through his rear armor. And yes, he will end up getting penetrated if he's not lucky. In fact, at the moment, he appears to be lucky because another enemy tank, an ELC, has managed to sneak up on us, got really close. We almost got him with that shot. We have been spotted now. And the problem is the enemy does have 2 Arty, an MX-13AM and a Bishop, which means that he has to move and change position, otherwise he would be on the receiving end of rounds from them. In the meantime, he's still focusing on these tanks nearest to him. There's the AMX if he backs out to have a quick look. Yes, that one was the direct hit on the front of the vehicle, 59 hit points. He's not accumulating a lot of damage so far, but the T1 there, well, on our team, he bit off more than he could chew, but so did that Panzer 38 K, because he took a round and he's out the game. So that's the first kill for korpen12. Okay, we're still focusing his fire. Okay, there's an enemy tank there, so he knew that that was the case because the wreck was a bit moving. He could actually see the wreck there, see the enemy. Almost, that was splashed onto the AMX, and he's now one shot because he's tracked, and he's used his repair kit so he can't get rid of it, and that's the end of his game. Well, we're going back to the T1. That was the guy who was reverse side scraping. He fires a blind shot in, and I think that was a direct hit, but we can't have it confirmed because he pulled back after he fired, and so we didn't see the shell actually impact anything. But in the meantime, the enemy's still trying to push on this corner. We're only 2 tanks down now. We were 3, now we're 2. He's trying to dial in on the air mix, who pulls back in time. And he fires a blind shot where he thinks the Su-85 was. The ELC comes around the corner. And before our shell can go in, he's taken out the game. So now we're going after the Su-85 again. And he's taking rounds from our platoon mate. And we did get that kill. So that's 3 kills now for Korpen. There you can see No Fancy Name is up there at this moment. And he was using his 76mm gun to try and slow that guy down. Now, looking around the map, we can see that, yes, we couldn't get a shot on that T-34, the same T-34 we hit earlier in the game, actually, because the enemy team only has 1 of them. And unfortunately, because we're now low and the rocks in front of us are high, we've got a red line, which means we can't hit him. But there are other enemies out there. We just can't see them at the moment. Now, he just fired blind into there. So far, No Fancy Name hasn't killed anyone this game. But it's still early. And remember, he does have a very good record. There's that T1. And he's very much hiding from us. Okay, that was a bit of a speculative shot because we can't see the enemy out there. In fact, the nearest player we've got to him is No Fancy Name. And he's going out on a bit of a scouting run to try and find them. This Arty does have a 390-meter view range, but that enemy is a lot further than 390 meters away. In fact, he's outside our normal render range. There he is. Okay, can we get a shot? No, because he's pulled back into cover. We're going to have to move. No Fancy Name is trying to outflank that T1. They both got 76mm guns, so it's not going to be easy for No Fancy Name to take him down because he does have good armor, the T1 Heavy, at the front, that is. No Fancy Name moving up. The T1 is still in that corridor, and we can get a shell in there now, but only just certain spots. Okay, fires the round in. It hits the rock face above him. He's firing blind. Almost. Now we've got the bathtub there. And look at this one. We've got a Wolverine, an M10, who's sitting on that corner. And he's probably still there. And he does take a round. And it was a penetrating shot right to the front. It looks like the enemy Arty is trying to hit us because, yeah. Oh, and he gets the kill with the next shot. Yes, the enemy Arty is firing rounds in our direction. So they know where he is. They just haven't hit him so far. No Fancy Name is down to 56 hit points. And the enemy is firing at the spot that he was at behind him. So he's obviously moving has actually thrown them off. Now he's trying to fire a shell into that spot. He fires it in, looks away. Oh, he killed him! Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it because he looked away after he fired. But yep, it came up on the screen that he definitely did kill the guy. And now we've got No Fancy Name fighting against this bathtub, the S35CA. Now, can we get a shot? Rounds out. Oh, we hit him in the rear. 167. Remember, it's made from the Samur tank. Now, we don't want to get too close because if we do, he might see us and turn around and fire back at us. And the enemy's just lost their AMX 13AMs and they're now down to just the Bishop. We haven't heard from that Bishop. And in fact, our M10 RBFM has just found their M10 RBFM, and he took a round. But the S35 has gone down, so he has been killed. Now he's dialing in to try and get an accurate shot on this M10. Fires it. Yep, no joy on that shot. There's only 2 enemy remaining, the M10 and their Bishop, fighting against 5. So it's all been turned around. At one point they were 3 tanks down, then they were 2 tanks down, now they're 3 tanks up. So we think he's just in that spot, but we're very low on ammunition. So he's firing these rounds in. He needs to be very careful. He's running low on ammo. It's a question of guessing where the Bishop is. I would say that the S35 on our team, who's over on the east side of the map, is probably about to find the Bishop. Oh, he's not! He's over the other side! In fact, we do have a shot on him from where we are, and he's backing up. Can we get a kill? Rounds out. Lands on the ground near him. Try it again. Lines up the shot. No, he's looking away. Oh, he missed out on a kill there. But there's the M10, and he just took out our KV1. So can we get this guy's a kill? If we do, we get a top gun. Just missed him. He's the last enemy. If we can get him, we get a top gun. He's guessing where the guy is. Fires 1 round. It's a heat round at that. Okay, so he's now trying to get closer. Oh, we just lost our M10 RBFM to their M10 RBFM. And now there's only 3 left on our team and 1 enemy. Oh dear, this is getting pretty dicey because both of our tank players, the S35CA and No Fancy Name in his M4, have got very low hit points. No Fancy Name is actually capping at this moment. And I would actually be tempted to go and join him. In fact, the S35CA is doing precisely that. But that might draw the M10 RBFM out, and it has. There he is, he's on the move. So, fire a round in, it lands on the ground in front. He's waiting to try and get a reset. He does get a partial reset, but we wipe him out. And that is the end of the game. And korpen12 wins it. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for korpen12 in the 105 leFH18B2, the Fifi La Pew Pew. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 18 in that game. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle, as well as the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. And finally, with that last kill, he picked up a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. His win rate, 9,778, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. 2,741 hit points. That was the high caliber. Second highest damage was the AMX-13AM on the enemy team, who got 1,228. Followed by the Sherman of No Fancy Name, who got 1,094, and he was capping at the end of the game. He got a Confederate. When it came to the kills, we can see that the top scorer in this one was, yes, it was Korpen. He got 6 kills. 4 kills went to the T1 on the enemy team, and 3 to their M10 RBFM, the last enemy to die. And when it came to base XP, he's got that one as well. korpen12 got 1,149, with the only player to get over 1,000 base. The next highest being No Fancy Name with 895, and followed by the KV1 on their team, who managed to get 519. He fired 41 rounds, so he was running out of ammo, only had 9 rounds left, and he was using heat rounds at the end. Mind you, a heat round used against an M10, it's a bit overkill on penetration, but it does the job. If it hits, it's going to pen, and it's going to do a lot of damage. 19 direct hits on the enemy, 5 penetrating shots, and 16 splashes. 2,741 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 11 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and he got 48 hit points of damage assistance in the game. On a premium count, he actually made 97,544 credits for the game, including 65,000 for a mission completion bonus. And he also took away 25 bonds for another mission achievement, and 9,309 experience points, including 6,896 for another mission completion. So 3 mission completions and a lot of bonuses in that. So it's a very good game by korpen12. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.